At the Royal Rumble, 29 men went down to Brock Lesnar. But tonight on Raw, how many men will be down with the Brown? Welcome back, guys, to the channel, Fog Wrestling. Raw 2003, the Raw after the Royal Rumble. And we have the debut of Teddy Long and racism.
Looking forward to this storyline. I've been begging for a bit of Teddy Long in my life, brother. Let's make it a tag team match. But what I'm more excited for is Eric Bischoff promising an explosion, a bombshell on a par with Hiroshima. Big Daddy, all those World War II bombs will fire in there. That's what the whole promo package with the show was. The 30-day countdown. Boom, bang, good night.
I get that. It's a big announcement tonight for Eric Bischoff. What's he going to reveal? What is his major plan going forward? But at the end of the day, what he revealed tonight, we don't actually get it till next week. So it doesn't matter how good the announcement is. If someone is going to announce that you have won $10 billion, it's not as good until you actually get the $10 billion. You get what I'm saying here?
I get what you're saying. You say next week. I believe Austin doesn't actually appear until No Way Out. So it's more than next week. It's about a month away.
Well, here, that's the even worse thing, because McMahon's given Bischoff 30 days to turn around Raw. By the time Austin arrives, maybe McMahon will go, yeah, 30 days are up, Eric.
Maybe Bischoff should have just went and got Hulk Hogan.
Well, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent, brother. But we kick off the show. It's time to play the game. He's got a black eye. It's a typical Triple H promo here. He bores us a little bit. He says that Scott Steiner was a disgrace. There'll be no rematch, and that Scott Steiner disqualified himself. Pretty much says everything he did, but pins it on Scott Steiner.
Yeah, he played. I mean, he told the truth, but not the real version of it.
Yeah, he was speaking from the 133% chance of winning perspective. Not the big nose perspective.
Yeah, Steiner comes out. Steiner isn't having this. Steiner wants a rematch tonight. Triple H is like, not tonight, buddy. My doctor, you know, I'm a stickler for the rules, buddy. So yeah, Triple H says he would fight Scott Steiner tonight, but the doctors won't allow him, so he can't do it. Then Ric Flair tells Mr. Steiner that if you're looking for a fight, then he's got somebody, because his man Batista is available. So Batista then comes down to the ring. Triple H attacks Scott from behind. Steiner fights back. Steiner takes care of Triple H, takes care of Flair. And then Triple H and Flair both hold Batista back, preventing Batista from getting to Scott Steiner. Why Ric Flair and Triple H would be stopping Batista from getting in the ring, I don't really know, but there you go. That's what happened.
They're protecting tonight's main event. That's what we'll go with, alright? But I mean, I enjoyed this. At least we're getting a Scott Steiner match tonight on Raw.
Yeah, so we're getting 2 Scott Steiner matches in the space of 24 hours.
Yeah, which, well, let's see if it's just Triple H that's getting the bad matches out of Scott Steiner. Up next, we've got Rob Van Dam against Jeff Hardy. JR points out this has been a mini feud since the first one at Invasion 2001. When these two collide, you're never going to get a bad match. I love a bit of RVD and Jeff Hardy.
You're not, but it's a very one-sided rivalry. I don't know if Jeff Hardy's beat RVD.
I don't think he has, no. So obviously, most of their matches happen during the Invasion angle, which, I mean, Rob Van Dam was one of the few guys on the Alliance that was worth a damn.
And did they not have a title unification match not so long ago?
A lot of the
European Intercontinental?
Aye, so
look, RVD comes out tops on this rivalry, and he did so tonight as well. So there you go. But it was, I don't think it was that good, to be honest. I thought it was a bang average match, and it didn't even go that long. So yeah, we're used to these two delivering good stuff tonight. It just didn't really happen. Jeff attacked RVD after the match, picked up a chair, but decided that he didn't want to turn heel, so he dropped the chair and left. RVD's thinking, come on, man. That's not cool, dude. So, I don't know, RVD.
Have a puff of this, dude. Pass the joint blood.
What?
Joint blood.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The joint blood. Not that Rob Van Dam speaks like that. Anyway, let's move on to Christopher Nowinski, a guy who can actually speak English, a guy that's a Harvard graduate and not...
Did you go to Harvard?
No, I went to Haribo. I'm a windy liquor, folks, right? I'm not afraid to admit it. But Eric Bischoff, he's afraid of the
I'm a gummy bear, buddy.
I'm a gummy bear. Anyway, here, Christopher Nowinski doesn't go to Harvard anymore. Look at the Nicky's face.
Aye,
he won't be allowed within 50 yards of the place.
Christian and Kristen Nowinski are backstage. They're discussing the Royal Rumble last night. Christian thinks he would have won if he didn't trust Edge. It wasn't really Edge that screwed him, though, was it?
It's Christian Jericho.
Yeah, so I don't
Christian
know.
Jericho.
Your head's gone. Christian, I mean, yes, maybe Edge could have helped them, but at the end of the day, it was Jericho that eliminated him, that really screwed him. So I don't know why Christian isn't more bothered about Jericho than he is Edge, but I guess he's fascinated with Edge. He's hell-bent on being better than Edge. So, yeah, he's blaming Edge, and Nowinski doesn't really believe him. Bischoff walks past. They want to know the big announcement. Bischoff says, you're going to have to wait and find out tonight. But then Chris Nowinski thinks that he knows the announcement because he's so smart, and I guess he knows everything. But he refuses to tell Christian. So there you go. Christian doesn't know. Nowinski thinks he knows, but only Bischoff knows. And he's going to tell us later on tonight. We see then Scott Steiner, Randy Orton backstage. Randy Orton stops Steiner, and he says it's okay that you lost last night because everybody is wrong sometimes. And Randy says he's going to prove his doctor wrong, who said he'd boot for over a year, but he's almost ready to return in 4 months. But Scott doesn't like this, and he grabs Randy, throws him against the wall, taps his shoulder, yells something at him, and I can't remember what it was.
It was pretty much here, yeah, your shoulder maybe 95%, but you're 100% an asshole. Which was a good play on his sacrifice promo, obviously. But no, it's scary, right? The sacrifice promo was what, 4 years from now, from 2003? But the sacrifice promo from now is 17 years ago. Wrestling's been shite for a long time. How's 2007 17 years ago? What's that about?
Crazy. We then got Sean Morley and Nick Patrick backstage. So again, referees here. Some referees were involved. Referees used to actually be a decent part of the show with actual characters and storylines. When do you get that now? When was the last time a referee felt big? When was the last time a referee was important?
No, it's been a long time since.
See now, referees are just fucking guys wearing zebra shirts. You could replace them with anybody.
No, you could. Yeah, I know. We remember pretty much every referee for this era. I couldn't tell you what they are. I mean, I could tell you what. Aubrey Edwards stands out because she's just annoying, right? There's that buff, but he's a midget guy on Raw. He's a kind of Italian or something. But that's about it. There's not many other referees that you know. But Nick Patrick, Earl Hebner, so many back in the day that you.
Tim Storm.
Yeah, all
Tim
these,
White.
Tim Storm. Sounded like an NWA champion.
Aye. NWA, buddy.
Anyway, right, Sean Morley, Nick Patrick.
He shows Patrick the tape, and Nick Patrick is... He can't believe he made that mistake.
I enjoyed this segment, but would you agree that it dragged on a little bit?
It did drag on. Nick Patrick admits he made a mistake. Morley says that Patrick should apologise publicly. So that sets us up for the next segment. Morley and Nick Patrick come down to the ring. Patrick admits that he got it wrong. He apologises. Sean Morley wants him to reverse the decision. Nick Patrick's like, I can't do that, man. My decision is final.
Think how much that would mess up wrestling though if refs could do this.
Yeah, so...
I know sometimes they get reversed immediately, but think how many screwy finishes there's been in wrestling. It sets a dangerous precedent.
Yeah, it's almost like once the champ escapes the ringside area, you're safe. Yeah. Unless you're Jericho Triple H.
Aye.
Jericho got screwed that night. Anyway, Morley then calls down the Dudleys, and he wants the Dudleys to give up the belts. This was never going to work. The Dudleys weren't just going to come out and hand over their belts, but it's all part of Morley's master plan because while the Dudleys are attempting to put Morley through a table, we get Storm and William Regal. They come down, they put Bubba through the table, and then Sean Morley orders Nick Patrick to start the match, and he does. We're not going to get the match later on tonight. We're going to get it right now. Rematch for the World Tag Team titles. Nick Patrick reluctantly counts the 3. And we get brand new champs. So less than 24 hours. The Dudley Boys' 16th. Is it 16th or 17th title 16th. Reign? 16th title reign is over.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, we kind of alluded to this on the Royal Rumble review. That here, hopefully it lasts long. It doesn't. It's extremely good heel work for Morley.
Yeah, I like Sean Morley digging him in this role. Very, very good. And Bubba also called him a failed porn star.
Yeah, which was a good line. I just don't get it though. Modern day wrestling, if this was happening today, we would actually prefer the heels over the faces. I don't know. Is that because it just sucks now and you just like the bad guys? But back when you watch this, you're rooting for the fucking Dudleys. I just think our mindset's completely flipped in wrestling where the heels are cool and the baby faces are pathetic. But I feel back in the day, They did a great job of protecting both.
I don't even think heels are cool anymore.
No, they're not, but they're more cool.
Yeah, but I think there was always an argument back in the day where heels were like kind of cooler, but you wanted the good guys to win.
Aye. Anyway,
I don't think anybody's cool in wrestling.
Let's talk about something that wasn't cool. The Hurricane and Trish Stratus against Stevie Richards and Victoria. A lot of botches. Victoria was wearing, I don't even know what it was. It was very tight clothing. King loved it, but the wrestling in the match did not love it because it was very sloppy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very sloppy, but I'm noticing the online World of Wrestling saying that Victoria looking very sexy tonight, but they're the first ones to call out any sort of like what they perceive to be like misogyny or like women just being used for their looks or the Tori Dawn Marie angle. So it's kind of funny how they can appreciate Victoria when they think Victoria looks good, but God forbid if anybody else appreciates females outside of the wrestling ring.
Yeah, and I just don't get these dirt sheets, man. It's pathetic. Like it's just contradictory of their comments, isn't it? At the end of the day. But as for the match, Trish and Hurricane win. It was alright. You can't really fault Stevie Richards and Hurricane. I think most of these botches are just from Victoria and Trish.
It was, just women's wrestling is what it is. Not very
and these two are the best they've got. That's the thing. Who else is better than these two? Alright, maybe Ivory.
Molly
Holly, or maybe there's quite a few people, but you get what I'm saying. Like in terms of like these two are clearly like the two.
These
top star.
These are two of the best.
Aye, of like a roster of 7. But anyway, Eric Bischoff, he's on the phone with Vince McMahon, and he tells, well, actually, the assistant Beth, the secretary Beth. He kind of alluded to you like, oh, you're the secretary to Vince McMahon.
You're having an affair with McMahon.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you like to get shit on. So he's like, there's a surprise up next. Essentially, what this is that he teases Austin. The crowd think they're getting him. They're no getting him. Alright? Because Austin is getting announced for No Way Out. And apparently, I actually think No Way Out is further than the 20 odd days that McMahon has got left on the timeline here. The deadline. So, how does that fix Raw within 30 days? It really doesn't it not?
No, it doesn't.
Because it was 30 days for last week's Raw. And now this is 23 days. I do not understand it in the slightest, so we'll have to wait and see what this goes for Bischoff. But if you think of it, it's like he's promising Austin here, but it's cheap. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to get Austin back, but it's going to happen in 23 days' time, not right now.
I don't like that.
No, I don't like it.
I think if you're going to announce Austin, then you either bring him tonight. I know he does say he's coming back at No Way Out, but I don't know. For me, it makes no sense. McMahon wants Raw. He's got 30 days to make. It just. How does this improve Raw over 30 days when it's taken Austin 30 days to return?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But
but the logic there just doesn't make any sense. Bischoff is bringing back Austin to essentially save his job, but by the time Austin gets back, the 30 days are going to be up. So it's not like the announcement of Stone Cold Steve Austin, as good as it is, that isn't going to shake anything up.
No.
What's going to shake things up is Austin actually being there.
This storyline would make more sense if he got like Rock back, because I'm pretty sure Rock appears like on the next Raw. I'm pretty sure he does. He might not. That makes more... But obviously long term they want to go with Austin and Bischoff because they're going to feud for most of the year with the whole co-GM thing. But anyway, let's see how it plays out in the coming weeks. With Booker T and Goldust against 3 Minute Warning, who are wearing a mint colour attire. Booker T and Goldust win. I know. 3 Minute Warning have outstayed their welcome. I think they've got to go. I honestly think it's time to call it a day. They can't work. You know, you'd be led to believe in 2024 that everybody in the Bloodline's brilliant, but I think these two would work more in the modern Bloodline. They're two big guys, wouldn't they? Jamal and Rosie.
Yep.
You look at like Tammy Tonga and Jacob. They're just they don't have a look about them, a presence. These two. I know I just buried them in their mint ice cream attires, but come on, what are we doing? Anyway, Booker T and Goldust win. We then have Chris Jericho against Test. Right. So, hold on. Online World of Wrestling said this about Stacy Keibler. Looking very hot, she usually disgusts me. Disgusts me? Stacy Keibler.
Who is this nonce writing for Online World of Wrestling? Usually disgust me. Well, what the fucking mongoloid this guy is. That's the last time I think I used Online World of
The
Wrestling.
only
for
context
results.
I think that could work if this guy hated it the way he should dress, like because it's over the top, so to speak. But he can't really be thinking that.
But she doesn't really.
No, she doesn't. But he can't really. I don't get it. This is just a weird fucking comment. But this guy ever write it? I don't. But when did he write this? Is like they actually wrote this at the time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Fucking loser, man. Anyway, he actually goes on to bury Test and Stacey's acting, says the two worst actors on Raw. Okay. But yeah, Stacey gets wiped out by a chair. EMTs run down. What did you make of this angle? Did you enjoy it?
No, not really. I don't really get the point of it. Why do they want to write Stacey off of TV? I don't really know. Jericho, I mean, he's got bigger fish to fry right now. We want to see Jericho Michaels. We don't really care about Jericho eliminating Stacey with a chair to the face. And even then, the way it's done, he hits the ring post, doesn't hit Stacey. I mean, it is what it is. I just don't see what angle they're going for here.
No, because like you say, Jericho's got bigger fish to fry, but Michaels is probably in a church somewhere praying to the big man. So.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe they want to have set up a rematch between Jericho and Test, and that'll allow Michaels to return or something like that. I don't know. Or unless Michaels isn't going to be there for maybe until No Way Out, and therefore they just want Jericho to get in a mini feud with Test.
Yeah, but know what I think sucks, right? Shawn Michaels, it's not like we haven't seen Michaels since he got dumped at the Rumble. He came back during the match and cost Jericho.
Also, Jericho didn't really bring that up tonight, which I thought was strange.
Yeah, a bit of a lackluster.
You've got Christian and Nowinski talking about the Rumble, but
yeah, but it's like, why isn't Michaels here tonight? At least if it was like the way he got eliminated, it's like, oh, he's a bloody mess.
it just made no sense to me because you've got Christian and Nowinski talking about the Rumble, yet Jericho, who actually did get legitimately screwed because Shawn Michaels wasn't in the match and he didn't mention the Rumble. Bit strange there.
Strange. Anyway, talking of strange, we've got Al Snow and the Tough Enough finalists. Don't know anyone apart from John Morrison. I mean, if Tough Enough, I think this is the sort of thing that honestly killed the business. I'll be vocal about that. Would you agree?
I just don't like it. Everyone can be a wrestler, doesn't work for me.
Yeah, what I would say is, at least back in this time period, the people who were trying to become wrestlers did look like wrestlers. Like, Maven does look like a legit athlete, John Morrison. I mean, it's not like it's 5 Marco stunts lining up. That's what I will say. But I still don't like it.
Yeah, but down the line, that's pretty much what you're getting, aren't you?
Yeah. Anyway, D'Lo Brown comes out. Teddy Long's out. They're talking about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, sucker.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, he got bloody. What happened to him? He got assassinated. It sounds like I got assassinated. But D'Lo Brown was apparently excluded from the Royal Rumble match because of the colour of his skin. Can you name me other black men in the Royal Rumble match?
Booker T, but he didn't last very long.
Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, why did Booker T get jobbed out the Rumble, by the way?
You think that was bad? Check out next year's Rumble.
True. Check out WrestleMania.
Fucking number 30, and he lasts about 30 seconds. Anyway, we have D'Lo Brown and Teddy Long is talking about racism and D'Lo being held black, and
he says the man signed D'Lo Brown to a Singapore Cage match with Tommy Dreamer. Who's the man?
McMahon, the white man. And Teddy Long says that tonight they're going to start teaching every wrestler a lesson, and that is to get down with the brown.
But Online World of Wrestling is crying about this, saying, way to go, play the race card on Martin Luther King Day. Have you ever heard of heel heat?
Yeah, D'Lo says he's going to beat this white boy tonight. And
no, I don't get. They'll try and make out this is racism. Oh, it's McMahon, he's white, he's racist, right? Look at the early 90s when the Gulf War was going on. He fucking turned Sergeant Slaughter into one of the Iraqis. He joined the Iraqi side, and Sergeant Slaughter was getting death threats across America. Why do they only pretend that, like, McMahon does it to, like, minorities? He's done it across the board to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They always try and spin McMahon to be this evil bat. I would say McMahon never discriminated against anyone.
Wouldn't... they say that McMahon's playing the race card, but wouldn't McMahon playing a race card be him, like, holding people back because of their race? By having this storyline, it's essentially McMahon admitting that, yeah, perhaps back in the day, like, there was racism and that he's just playing on that. he's bringing up a factual offence in history, so I don't see why that's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. But
people just rather have a fucking one-on-one D'Lo Tommy Dreamer match. Not me.
Yeah, but Tommy Dreamer, speaking of that guy wearing an HBK shirt,
nah, it's downhill for there.
So actually, Shawn Michaels did appear tonight. He's just put on a few pounds.
Yeah, in the form of Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer loses. He gets hit with a lowdown. D'Lo beats up Tommy with a cane. And there you go. Singapore cane match is won by D'Lo Brown. Tonight, everybody was down with the Brown. Tommy Dreamer went down in the main event. Scott Steiner versus Batista with Ric Flair. We had Evolution interference, even though they're not Evolution yet. Randy Orton in there.
This was pretty much the Evolution becoming Evolution. But again, I don't know, Randy Orton, Batista, it feels very green at this point. And I thought the match was alright. Was the match better than the pay-per-view match? I think just you can see immediately that Batista's going somewhere. The guy's just got so much about him.
Wasn't better than wasn't better than the Rumble match.
Not better than the Rumble match? No,
definitely not. No.
Definitely not. But yeah, I mean, it's a 4-on-1 beatdown. Triple H hits the pedigree. It's pretty much the formation of Evolution, right? And I love Evolution. Again, I don't think they'll be coming to the Evolution is a mystery next week, but we're going to be hearing it soon, and I'm looking forward to Evolution. That's what I will say. I think the show ended on a relatively high note because it was quite a poor show.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Royal Rumble, aftermath, and just a lot of questions left unanswered. Jericho just didn't really seem to address. Well, he didn't address Michaels at all.
Yeah, he fought the guy who actually eliminated him, but it was Michaels he's got the whole feud with.
We had the big announcement from Bischoff, and it was basically, in 23 days you're getting Austin. That's a cop-out. That means the next 3 Raws we ain't getting shit.
It feels like something to do today.
Yeah.
Where, this guy, the main event guy, the part-time guy, he's coming back in a month. Not tonight.
Yeah, so disappointing now. Great Royal Rumble. The Raw after Royal Rumble, not so great. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I thought it was as average as you can get.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a 4 out of 10. I thought it was quite poor. I think you'll struggle to actually find a worse Raw in 2003. I mean, considering how good the Rumble was, I mean, I get it, Brock won the Rumble, so he's not going to appear tonight, but you've got so much to work with, and I thought once Michaels, won the world title at Survivor Series, I thought that would have been him. I thought that would have been him appearing on every show. But he seems to have this part-time scheduler. And when will he become full-time again?
I don't know. Michaels had the part-time schedule. He had the Brock Lesnar schedule before Brock Lesnar had it. So there you go, guys. Shawn Michaels. We'll have to wait and see when will we get him every week. We don't know. But for this week, he wasn't there.
4.5 out of 10. Peace.